Please note that the following video may contain graphic material of injuries and/or murders or descriptions thereof and may be upsetting to some viewers. Viewer discretion is thus advised. Witkruy's farm attack and murder statistics combined with Urbanbug presents to you farm attacks and murders in South Africa, December 2023. On the 10th of January, which was yesterday, there was a bit of a buzz on social media, especially on Twitter, or X rather, with the release of statistics for 2023. That was from the 1st of January 2023 until the 31st of December. We were presented with a number of 182 farm attacks and 45 farm murders. Now, you might find that some organizations, the figures might differ. Of course, not everybody is counting the specific calendar year. This is for the calendar year and not per the statistics, which is usually gathered from, let's say, from the 1st of April until the 31st of March the next year, which is normally a financial year. The total number of attacks in South Africa for the period of December, a total number of 19 attacks and murders 6. And then I also listed successes. There were 4 successes, which I say is a success. And we'll discuss it as we go along in the video. Let's see who we lost in the month of December 2023. As I said, there were 6 murders on farms in South Africa for December 2023. Nikki van der Westhuizen and her husband was visiting with friends outside their house in Onderstepoort area out north of Pretoria on the 4th of December 2023. They were alerted by the dogs, and Johan went to investigate, and he was confronted by 2 armed men. He was tied up and later managed to free himself. The men demanded cash of the people around, and after tying up the rest of the victims, they went into the house and stole a laptop worth 30,000 rand and some cell phones. After Johan managed to untie himself, he went outside in search of Nikki and found her fatally wounded next to the car in the driveway of the house. The same troop tried to execute another attack a few houses down the street, but they were met with fierce resistance. The presence of load shedding is really a contributing factor to crime in South Africa. It was also the case on the night of 8 December 2023 in the town of Swaziland in the Northwest Province. 2 attackers managed to enter the premises, the property of Russi Smith, by cutting the electric fence at the back of the house and during load shedding, and entered the house through a window. Mr. Smith was in the bathroom at the time, and when she returned to the bedroom, the 2 attackers encountered her, and they told her to keep quiet. Ari was already stirring, and when they entered the bedroom, he was sitting upright, and they shot him in the chest fatally with a 22 caliber pistol. Police and security companies responded quickly to the call, and unfortunately they were too late. Ari succumbed to the wounds on scene. 2 suspects were later apprehended, but we don't know what the progress of the case is, whether they were actually connected with the case or not. The next victim we have is Russi Smith from Kameeldrift West. Russi was 69 when he died. Unfortunately, he had a hospitalized period before he passed away. Let's discuss it. Russi Smith was killed on the night of December 12, 2023, and that was in the area of Kameeldrift West, which is an area west of the capital of South Africa, Pretoria. 2 attackers forced their way into the house through a door, and by the time they were noticed, they were already in the bedroom. Russi sat up and was promptly shot and was seriously wounded. Nothing was noted missing, but about a week before that, their dog was poisoned. Russi sadly succumbed on the night of 18-19 December 2023. On the night of December 18th, 2023, Willem Klonkies van der Westhuizen was and his wife was attacked on their farm Ronderig in the Van Reinsdorp area, which is in the Western Cape. The attack took place at around 2100 when 5 attackers gained entry through the kitchen door. Mrs. van der Westhuizen was tied up and isolated in the bathroom. Her husband was taken outside the house. She later managed to free herself and found her husband outside. His throat was slit and he bled out where he fell. Koen van der Walt and his partner Linda returned from town on the morning of December 24th, 2023. A single attacker was waiting for them and he tied Linda, after which he shot Koen twice. The attacker fled with jewelry and a bank card. That happened in Amalia in the Swaziland-Christiana area of Northwest Province. Koen was 67 at the time of his death. We're going to continue with the attacks for the month. And I'm going to do this by the province for the rated attacks per province, and also give you a bit of context in which area these attacks were. Here you can see the area where Gauteng province is. We had 6 attacks there for the month of December. Let's see what it looks like. 1st of December, a male victim was shot at but not injured, and a case of attempted murder was opened. That's in the Onderstepoort area. And also with the next case on the December the 4th, you'll remember that's also the area where Nikki van der Westhuizen was shot and killed in December. The attempted robbery was just after the murder of Nikki van der Westhuizen, but the victim didn't want to lay charges. The hotspot in Gauteng, Kameeldrift West, December the 13th, an 18-year-old security guard was shot during a robbery at his place of employment. He was hospitalized and has been released, and it is said he is said to be paralyzed. Also in that same area, a 17-year-old male victim was shot in the neck after an unknown number of attackers got access to the house. They fled with a cell phone and attempted murder charges were laid. That was on December 27th in the Zandfontein area of Kameeldrift West. A family was attacked and threatened with firearms in that same area, and sharp objects, several items were taken, including a television and cell phones. So it just gives you an idea that in South Africa your life is worth the same amount of money as a cell phone. This province is the Northwest Province, and it was quite busy over here with a variety of cases. You'll see there it lies on the western side of South Africa, with Botswana to its north and Namibia to its far west, and then the Free State Province and to the south of it, and Gauteng just to the east of it. We had 9 cases there, and let's have it. Now, Northwest is also the same areas where we lost 2 lives in December, that of Russi Smith and the last one that we had, which was Koen van der Walt. On the December the 4th, in the town of Stella, or in the Stella area, a farmer and his wife was shot at around 3 a.m. Some of the dogs were already poisoned, and the rest of them were called inside. Though the windows were hit, the attackers shot the rooms around the one that the farmer was sitting in. He returned fire at some point, and the attackers started fleeing. December the 4th, Mooinooi, which is near the town of Rustenburg, during a home invasion, a female victim was threatened with a pistol. The attacker fled after being confronted by the girl's mother. The attacker had unhindered access to the property as the gate stood wide open. It was rumored that the attacker was a surplus security guard in the area, and that the pistol might not have been real, but it was a home invasion nonetheless, and it was in a rural area. December the 6th, Orkney area, a female victim was robbed of several firearms and a pickup truck. The truck was later found back in the town of Klerksdorp. Again, back to the Stella region, 3 attackers took a chance on the farm in broad daylight, but they were promptly sent packing by the farmer when the farmer returned fire. 1 suspect was later apprehended. Then in the town of Potchefstroom, a farm worker and his wife was approached by 5 men who held them at gunpoint and later isolated them. 2 safes were removed from the house and broken into off the premises. A total amount of 10 firearms were stolen. In the Bray area, that's where the cattle poisoning, the previous cattle poisoning also took place. December 20th, 20 head of cows, 10 calves and 2 bulls were found to be poisoned. And they assumed that it was in retribution for the incarceration of Rasta Kenosi for the alleged poisoning in November last year. That case is still going, and I've got some more news on that with regards to arrests that were made in connection with this. On December 26, in the town of Wolmrandstad, they tried to herd 140 sheep out of the pens, and but the sheep was later found back and returned to their rightful owner. Mpumalanga is a province to the east of South Africa, and it borders with Swaziland and Mozambique, an area very rich in coal. And the one case we had here was the case of Jan Weideman, which was murdered in that area on his farm in the Ermelo area. That was on December 21st, and yesterday, January the 10th, a media statement was issued by the SAPS that they arrested 5 suspects in connection with this murder on the 8th and 9th of January respectively. During the attack, a rifle safe, jewelry worth 300,000 rand were taken, as well as a Hilux pickup truck, which was later found back in the town of Brighton, which is about 40 kilometers to the northwest of Ermelo. 6 suspects were found to be in illegal possession of firearms and ammunition, as well as other items taken during the attack. In KwaZulu-Natal, we had one case, and that's also the province where the infamous Durban and beaches of South Africa is, and an area which is now actually, the beaches are not that pretty anymore. It's actually more infamous than it was infamous. The beaches are actually very dirty. Now in the north of this area there's a place called Mtunzini, and which is also close to the Swaziland border, and that's where the attack took place on the 2nd of December 2023. Husband and wife arrived home separately but within minutes of each other. After the husband arrived, he was assaulted with a blunt object by 3 attackers. He was also kicked as well several times until he lost consciousness. His wife was treated the same way, and the attackers made off with cell phones after also demanding money. They fled with the victim's vehicle. Limpopo province is the northernmost province of South Africa, and it is bordered by Botswana in the west, Zimbabwe to the north, and Mozambique on the east. And it also gets its name from the Limpopo River that runs virtually all around on the north and west side of this province. There was one attack here. 3 attackers took a chance on the farm in broad daylight and was met with effective resistance from the farmer. 2 of these attackers lost their lives, and then the 3rd one, which fled, was later cornered by locals, and he was taught a few lessons. Now that's one of the successes I was talking about. The other success was the cattle farmer in the Stella region, which shot back at the attackers, and where the one was also later arrested. And then also the feedback from the SAPS with regards to the investigation in Jan Weideman's murder. That is also, you can also count that as a success. But the problem is in South Africa is where the arrest is made, the judicial process that follows that seldom actually gets to imprisonment, because there's so many loopholes and these things and these things, and these attacks or the process takes so long that and sometimes a lawyer loses faith along the way and he decides no, he's not going to represent this victim or this accused anymore, and very few of them actually get caught. So the chances that if you get arrested for a farm murder or a farm attack, the chances are very good that you might sit, that you might be imprisoned, but it's not a guarantee, unfortunately. This is also what I list under successes, although one might say it's not a success yet. On Monday, the 8th of January, the Agricultural Weekly Landbou Weekblad reported that the police in the Northwest Province have arrested 6 alleged suspects allegedly connected to Rasta Kanosi. Now, Rasta Kanosi is still behind bars following the arrest of suspected stock poisoning in the province. These guys were charged with the theft of a water tank with 5,500 Rand in 2023. Other charges included the illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition, which was found in their possession. This is a good step in the right direction, but as I said, the dilemma in South Africa is the process following arrests, and the judicial system also is sometimes compromised in a lot of ways, and it makes it very difficult for us.